Okay, I'm going to continue with tables, but this time add a last row to this table and combine the columns. Okay, so now notice whenever we add a new row, we always add 3 columns. But this time we want to see if we can combine them, and this tag is known as, sorry, it's still a tag, I shouldn't say known as, it's still so new tag, tr, but inside it, the actual td, instead of having 3 different columns, we're just going to make it one column. So usually it will be just 3 columns like this, but instead of that we are going to have td. Inside that we specify something, a property known as colspan, which means span across the columns. So span across 3 columns. To say that, we would say span colspan 3. Okay, now I want to show you something. If I just left it like that, notice the color difference. Okay, this does not come in purple, that means it's not, hasn't come to HTML, does not recognize as a property. So here we put quote marks and it turns purple, that means it's being recognized. Now, so we've got colspan of 3, that means span across 3 columns. Okay, combine them. Instead of me entering 3 items of data, it will be just spanning across 3 columns, and whatever is inside here will be entered into the table. So if I do this, okay, there it is. So it's, maybe you have a 20 list of students, and then at the end you want to indicate it's end of the table, so you have the last one combined, and it's called colspan. It's just a property, and if you had 2, it'll join 2 columns, but in this case it's 3. And if you want to combine rows, you call it rowspan. Okay, so here we are, and we might want to now have, notice here we just learned before how to style tags, but we might also want to create our own class and create a name for it, that we can use it in any tag to decorate it the way we want. So maybe something important, some important text is there, we want to always show important text in this way. So we call it any name that we like. We can call it Peter, whatever, but it doesn't matter. We are going to give it a meaningful name. Just like variables in programming, we can create meaningful names. So important is, we're going to have important represented by color blue. Okay, just showing that you can have color names, not just hexadecimal numbers. And then might also have a background color of yellow. And then how about text align to be in the center. Okay, notice the spelling of center is American spelling. Okay, so here it is. And now until we actually use that class, it will do nothing. Whereas here, if we actually called it td, it applied straight away. But unless we use it inside a tag, it won't take effect. So maybe we want to show the student who got the highest mark, his mark. What is the highest mark? Maybe not his name, just the mark. We want to highlight that with this important class. So what can we call it now here? Where is his mark? This is it. So here's 88. We want to include all the decorations in the important style. So class is equal to important. Now there it is. Okay, and also we might put font weight bold. Okay, that stands out and that's centered, unlike the others. Okay, so we have just created our own user-defined names class, and then decorations whatever way we want, and we apply it anywhere. So we can apply it anywhere else, in paragraph tag, in lists, or whatever we want, but anything important we want it to stand out. So we can always make sure it's in blue, bold, and yellow background. Okay, so that's that one done. And also maybe this end here might look better centered. So here we are going to just, instead of creating another CSS, we might just put here text. Going to put here align equals center. Okay, now I would just want to show you something. If in the process of typing, let's say you forgot the quote marks and you left it like this. Okay, notice how it does not appear in purple. That means it does not recognize it as a value for the attribute called align. So now we need to put in the quote marks. Okay, so there it is, it's centered. That's the end of that table. Okay, even though that's the end of the table, we might want to show some, maybe who's the teacher, or some more details inside that. So we might have end, and then we might want to say teacher is Nicole Jackson. Okay, that is the teacher name. Now we might not want that particular text, just her name. We might want to have it in different font. Okay, so notice how we just want something applied only to Nicole Jackson, not to the end or the teacher. So we can actually use the span tag, where when we use the span tag, I'm just going to make this bigger. It only, let me make the whole thing come up a little bit. Okay, span. But what are we going to use inside here? Whatever we want to do to that text only, we can style it up the top in the style section and apply it as a class within this. And we could say class equals whatever name we create, teacher style. Okay, that's be a name, but let's say that we want every time the teacher name appears, we want to call it, style it this way, teacher style, and we might just make it simple by having it, that particular one just highlighted. Okay, in hot pink. I hope hot pink works, or let's just try pink, because I'm not sure of all the colors. Okay, whatever it recognizes, it's always much better to go to W3